Hey, Jeff here with Digital Trends to give you a look at the hardware of the Motorola Photon 4G. This is a Sprint dual-core phone. Runs on the Tegra 2 processor, and it is one of the highest-end phones on Sprint at about $200. The only rival it has right now is the Evo 3D, which is also a dual-core device. Overall, we really like the Sprint hardware. This is a 4.3-inch phone. We'll apologize for the reflection here. But 4.3-inch phone, there are haptic buttons on the bottom here, which is pretty typical of Android phones right now. And even though it's pretty large, it has a decent feel due to these tapered edges. The power button is up in the upper right here, and you can see an audio jack there as well, which has a good snap to it, which is nice. And we particularly like the volume rocker and camera button, which have a textured feel to them. That's pretty nice. It lets you know whether you're pressing up or down on the volume, and the tapered edges of the phone actually make it easier with such a large phone like this, 4.3 inches, to get to the power button, which you have to press quite a bit. And again, this is a 4.3-inch phone, not the largest phone on the market. There are 4.5 and I believe a 5-inch phone coming out pretty soon, but still pretty large. So if you have smaller hands, you're going to have a little difficulty here. As far as the hardware of the unit, it's Gorilla Glass front, so you're not going to break that. And it looks like a metal, very dark blue edge here. Kind of bumper, and on the back is the traditional rubberized Motorola that Motorola seems to favor, and it also has a 8-megapixel camera on the back with a dual LED flash. It says it takes HD video. It will take 720 HD video, but it does not do 1080p, which is the new high-end standard. A lot of the dual-core phones are able to take 1080p. This is a little disappointing, but it can take HD video. You're not going to get great video out of a camera phone, no matter what you do, no matter what phone you buy. So it's kind of disappointing, not really a deal breaker. Also on the bottom here, you can remove the back. This is a plastic back, which is a little disappointing, but doesn't really hurt the feel. It doesn't feel cheap. You can remove the back. I'm not going to do it right now. It's very difficult, but it kind of peels off the whole back there. There's an SD slot, removable battery. And the other thing you'll notice, other than the speaker down here, is this metal strip here, which is actually, you can pull that out and set the unit up. It's kind of a kickstand. So a couple phones have had this. The HTC Thunderbolt, I believe, had this. It's pretty nice. It allows you to, I'll show you what comes up here. It brings it up, makes it look like an alarm clock. You can set your alarms, you can look at the time and stuff like that. The only disappointing thing about this feature is that you can't really use it as an alarm clock, because if you need to charge your phone, which you will every night, the charge slot is on the bottom here. So in order to charge it, you'd have to kind of prop it up on an edge there, and it would just be a little too awkward. The reason that the charge port is down there, along with the HDMI port, is so that this can fit into a Motorola alarm clock dock, multimedia dock. So they've kind of sacrificed their own functionality for a peripheral. Again, not a big deal. It's cool to kind of have. It puts the phone at a 70 degree angle, good for viewing movies and stuff, but you're not going to be able to use it as a clock like we initially thought, which would have been pretty cool. Overall, there's also a front-facing camera. This is VGA, which is a little disappointing. Most phones have 1.3 or 2 megapixel cameras, but I mean, at least it has a front-facing camera. But you're not going to get high-quality video out of that. It'll be a little grainy. Overall, that is a first look at the Motorola Photon 4G.